Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Hello. Yeah, hi, Prubayan. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So I'm admitting the child. Okay. So I'll be here with the cameras off, right? So once you're done with the demo, so after that, I'll be going to talk to the parent, starting with the class times, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Hi, Karthik.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to see you. So, I think you're from the States, right? US.
No, I'm from Canada.
You're from Canada. Got it. Got it. So, I mean, tell me something about yourself. I mean, how old are you? What are your hobbies?
Okay, I'm in grade 7 and I'm 12 years old.
12 years old. That's great. Okay. So, Karthik, tell me, what do you like to do? What do you like to do as your part-time?
My hobby?
Your hobby, yeah.
Yeah, my hobby is like using, like tinkering with technology, all of that.
Got it. Got it. Nice. And your favorite subject, by the way?
My favorite subject is art, math, and science.
Math and science. Great. So when you say you like, tinkering with the technologies, what kind of technologies do you really work with? Is it only the IT? I mean, the
No,
digital
no,
one?
like physical computers,
Okay. So physical computers as in hardware or
coding,
software?
hardware. No, not physical hardware, like software, installing operating systems, that type.
Nice. So what exactly have you done till now? What kind of operating systems have you installed or worked with?
I installed Linux,
That's great. You know
Android.
the bash commands and all?
Yes, I do.
Great. And
That's really it.
okay. Any idea of any programming language as such you have?
Yes, I have an understanding of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Python.
That's great. So have you built any web app or something like that? Or just the web page or something?
Yep, I've built tons of web apps.
Web apps or the website
Yes.
only?
Websites and web apps. It's a mix.
That's great. The backend and the front end?
Yeah, both the backend and the front end, but mostly everything's self-contained within the website.
I'm sorry.
Mostly everything is self-contained with the website with no backend.
Got it. So, okay. You also know the use of database and stuff?
Pardon me?
I mean, have you used any database when merged
Yeah,
it
I
with the back?
use I use Firebase, Google's Firebase.
Got it. Got it. So no physical, I mean, like any data. So let's say MySQL, Oracle DB or something. No, just the Google
I've
Firebase.
never used any of those.
Got it. Got it. Uh, so we'll at the end maybe I'll just have a look. If you have it somewhere in your PC or something, you can share the link. I'll just have a look at it. How have you built or what you have built? All right. Maybe at the end. Got
Okay.
it.
Hey,
Cool.
Purbayan.
So
Hey,
yeah, hi.
hello. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm
Hi.
great. Thank you for that. How about
Yeah.
you?
So, yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Yeah. So, just give a background of what Karthik, right? He has a bit fair understanding of a bit of hardware and software. Also, I put him into this White Hat Junior. You might have heard about it, right?
Yeah, I did.
And then probably those guys are like bankrupt right now. Right now they are bankrupt. But he got exposed to the development right
Mm.
from grade two. So
Okay.
like past 4.5 years, he has spent good amount of time. And in the White Hat Junior, they have a very good curriculum. I know the company is bankrupt, but they have very good curriculum.
Curriculum.
Right?
Got it.
And he was learning most part of it from that for 4.5 years. So that's where he got introduced to all these different kinds of stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So HTML, CSS, and then web app development, website development, all those he learned in that curriculum only. And
Got it.
by nature, he also likes to do kind of lot of troubleshooting, learning by himself, right? So
That's
that
actually
way,
great.
that
Got it.
way, technology wise, is not new, right? And Python, he just started learning himself on his own. But he can write the code, text-based coding also on his own, right? So that level of understanding he has, right? So
So
yeah,
have you actually worked on any particular programming language in backend, or it's just self-learned?
no, that's what I said, right? Most of them is self-learned, and he has the backup of that what do you call Byju's or White Hat Junior. They have a IT
No,
curriculum.
no, that is, I
Yeah.
understand. What I want to understand is, he said he had built many web apps, websites with a full stack way. So have he
No,
actually
that is
integrated?
part of the curriculum that he has in Byju's using GitHub and all, right? So
Okay,
those and all he did through part of curriculum, and then on top of it, he does on his own, like based on the basics that he had on over
got
there,
it.
right? And yeah, I mean software installation and all that he does on his own. Like basically, he likes the bit of hardware and then just troubleshooting multiple stuff on his own, right? So
Got it.
that's what his background. So he's not new. I just want to give you a just heads up of where he, so that maybe when you plan the sessions, right, so you can just.
Sure.
And anyway,
Sure.
Python is not very deep. He just started learning the basics of it, but I don't know, maybe you can just check where he
Cool.
is, and then from there you can take it up. Okay.
Sure. Sure. Totally.
Thanks,
Thank
bro.
you for the humor. Okay, so Karthik, since you have had a very good exposure to all the I mean, the basics of the technologies, I would quickly want to learn or understand maybe that in Python, where are you exactly at this particular moment? What do you know?
In
What do you do
Python,
not? Yeah,
I can use pip to install packages.
no, that's okay. What I'm trying to understand is, do you know how to write the basic syntax, the basic codes, or
You have the
are you?
basic syntax, brackets, colons, indentation,
Let's
etc.
say,
I know that
let's say.
syntax.
Let's say, before I share my presentation and all, I'll just quickly ask you certain basic questions so that I get a quick understanding of your level right now. So do you know how to, let's say I just want to print Karthik, welcome to Olympiad success. How would you do that?
Print, then
Okay.
in the then brackets, inside the
Mhm.
brackets, then quotation marks, and then whatever you want to type.
Cool. And what if, Karthik, I just want to write, let's say I store, okay, how do you store some variables? You know how to store values in a variable?
Yes, var
Good.
equals to the whatever value it is.
Cool. So let's say I store a value of your age. You are 12 years old, right? Right now.
Yes.
So I store y equals to 12, all right? And name equals to Karthik, right? Now what I want to
Yes.
print is Karthik is 12 years old. Using those variables, how would I do that?
So first thing you write is you write a print statement, then in the brackets you put the name variable for my name. Then then you put a comma
Okay.
outside after the variable, and then you put quotations. Then you
Mhm.
write is. Then again you put a comma
I got
outside
it.
the
Where are you
quotations.
heading? I got it. Do you know anything about concatenation, the plus symbol in strings?
In strings, I've never really done concatenation before.
Got it. Do you know what is f strings, by the way? F strings?
F strings?
Yeah, not really. Cool, no problem. I understood. Do you know how to add two numbers in Python?
Yes.
Okay. You know the basic, are you aware of loops, conditional statements and all?
Yep, I'm aware of while loops. For loops, I can't really understand, even though I've tried it many times.
Got it.
And then
Got
I
it.
know how to use if else.
Okay, fine, cool. Fine. Let me quickly share my screen and make you understand what the curriculum is all about. We can tailor custom it because it would be a one-on-one session. I can always help you out with your own needs. Tell me something, Karthik. Okay, let's talk it about at the end. Let's quickly let you know let me know when the screen is visible. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So I'll not really go through the very basics right now because I believe you know what is programming, why do we use programming? Let's start with the very basics. Are you really aware why do we actually need programming? Because see, I'll tell
Yes,
you why.
otherwise computers are mindless.
No, before we go on with this particular presentation, I just want to tell you something. So I would want to believe that you know a lot of things about this stuff. Still, when we are learning in a proper structured way, there might be certain things which you perhaps are not aware. And that is would be my job to let you know each and everything in detail. If you know certain things, we can quickly wrap it up. That is something we can do as a customized part, right?
Yes.
So the basic question, what is programming? What do you think?
Programming is telling a computer what to do.
Okay, one way to answer. Correct. I won't really argue with you. And if I say, why do we actually need programming? Why do we actually want to talk with the computer at all?
Otherwise, the computer will do nothing and it will be a paperweight.
Okay, and why do we need a computer then? If
To do
we are telling the
advanced
computer what to do,
operations,
because of,
to
sorry?
do advanced operations like taking values from a really long spreadsheet or analyzing data in real time.
Correct. Maybe fast operations. Correct. Okay. And why are we going to learn Python by any means chance? Why not Java? Why
It's
C++?
a high, it's a high level language, which means the syntax is easy to understand, and it's a
Okay.
multi-purpose language.
Okay. What do you mean by a multi-purpose language?
It could be used for data analyzing, though there are better languages for that. It is definitely used in AI,
Mhm.
and it can even be used for simple things like printing a statement.
And many other as well. For backend, even if you're aware of something called as a framework called as Django, uh, Flask, we can use it purely for backend as well instead
Yeah,
of
I
using
used
something else.
Flask in the past.
That's one thing. And the thing that you actually mentioned, right? AI and data science. Typically, prior to Python, we used to have this particular language called as R. Right now, Python is so famous that even the people who used to use R, right, they have changed it to Python because of the multi-dimension, or let's say the variety of libraries that has been actually constructed in Python. Not limited to this. So I'll tell you a very, thing, a kind of thing is, do you know what is the drawback of Python? If Python is so vast, why do we still have Java, C++ nowadays?
Because Java, you don't like Java has been a really old language. It's been there for a long time. So it's known to have
Mhm.
more stability.
I would like to argue on on this particular statement that you made because see, because it has been for okay, do you really know which one language is older, Python or Java? Since you
Actually, I
said
think
this,
I don't know. I'm
it's
just
actually
thinking
Python.
Java's older.
No, it's actually Python. Quite surprising, but Python is actually older than Java. The point is, now let's not go into all those things. Why, how Python actually became famous, why Java went popular before. We'll discuss it later if we have time. The point is, Java is stable, that is correct. Python is equally stable. The reason, one of the biggest reason for Java or C++ still running is the fastness. These languages are really fast. Python is not. So this is the only drawback that Python has. Python is typically a very slow language. But hey, that doesn't really deter you from using this particular language. It might be slow, but there are still other libraries built in Python on top of C, C++. Like I'll tell you, have you heard about this particular library called as NumPy?
Yeah, I heard about it.
So NumPy is actually built on Python. Sorry, is actually built on C, but we call it using
But it
Python.
works with Python.
It works with Python, correct? But its framework, it's already built on C. Therefore, NumPy are typically very fast. In the course, we'll actually see how fast, I mean, whenever you are choosing any array, right, any data structure for a particular typical work, let's say, It's a thing that we have to process. What kind of array would we want to choose? What kind of data structure we would want to choose? That time we actually think, okay, these are the operations that I would want to do. So should I choose a NumPy array, or should I choose just a list or a tuple or what? Right? So
Yes.
again, NumPy has certain limitations compared to list. There is something called as linked list. So there's a variety of things. What I actually want to let you know through this is, uh, typically Python is slow, but since it's so multi-dimensional in terms of its usage, uh, people has actually built libraries on top of other languages which can be called using Python, which are fast. So I don't think
Okay.
in near future Python is going to, because of its slowness, it's going to be affected by any means whatsoever. It's a personal take on it. Anyhow, coming to the, I'm not just going through the slide and everything because I believe you know all this. What we are going to cover in this particular course is we'll be learning the basics of Python. What I understood is you have a good understanding, but certain things, I mean, let's say you know how to print a particular statement, but printing the same thing using different operators, making it more versatile or optimized is something that you still do not know. And it's totally cool. If you're a self-learner, this is how you learn. You iterate a lot of times. This is what we will be learning from the basics to advanced. And everything will be covered via some mini projects. So wherever we learn some concepts, we'll have some mini projects to, you know, uh, stabilize our learning, to help make us understand this particular topics.
Okay.
We'll cover stuff like from the very basics, how to call a variable. Again, what is a variable? That is, let's also discuss another topic. When I say what is a variable, can you answer this question? What is a variable?
It's a variable is a literal that can accept any value.
Is a literal that can accept any value. Uh,
Yes.
Not really, at least not in Python. So when I say, let's say x equals to 2, sorry, what do you think it means? What happens actually?
X is 2.
No. So what happens is, these are certain things we'll be learning and proving in the class. You know what is a RAM, right? Random access memory.
Yes.
I hope you know the difference between a RAM and a ROM. Why do we use a RAM? When do we use a RAM and all, right?
Yes.
So in the RAM, when you write x equals to 2, what happens is there is a particular memory space wherein 2 gets stored. I do not know this particular memory space. X is nothing, just a pointer which points this particular memory space. That's all.
See?
It is. That's the funny part. And if you do not know this particular thing, right, later on when you try to optimize your code, these are the things that will actually affect. So let me tell you another funny thing. When you write y equals to 2, what do you think what happens? Can I say this 2 and this 2 are same?
No.
Actually, these are same. So what happens is when,
But
when
they
you write,
can't be mapped to the same space, right? They'll be mapped to separate spaces.
but in Python, we do not map it into any separate space. So this space actually contains 2, right? You understood this. We'll prove it. We'll prove it. Maybe not now, but in coming classes, if I mean, will have it looked at. So when you write y equals to 2, what happens is another variable y is created. This variable again points to this particular memory space. That's all. So basically, if I ask you what is a variable, variable is not a literal that stores some values or whatever you want to say. It's just a pointer pointing to a particular space in your memory. That's all. Whenever you write y equal, now let's say I again write x is equal to 3 and I print x. What should be the value? 3, right?
3.
What happens, in the back end? This pointer actually gets erased. 2 does not get erased. 2 still remains. 3 gets stored in another space, and x now points to this particular 3. That's how it actually
I have
runs.
a question.
Sure.
Let's say that x was originally 2, there was no y variable, only x. It was
Correct.
originally
Okay.
pointing to 2.
Mhm.
Now it's pointing to 3.
Okay.
What will happen to the 2? Will it get
Nothing.
erased?
2. No, 2 will still remain. You tell me, how does any value in RAM gets erased? Do you play games by any chance in computer? Any game?
No, I play
Okay,
console
forget about
games.
that. Forget about that. I'll tell you. You know about RAM and ROM, right? What happens? You tell me.
Yes.
Whenever you store any, not you store, whenever the computer stores any value in RAM, how does the value get erased? You tell me.
It sends a high charge through the through the RAM
That's okay. That's how
capacitor.
you. Oh, okay. You're talking now. Fine. It also gets erased whenever you reboot or restart the RAM.
Yeah. If you
High
want
charge,
to
you're correct. Sorry.
if you want to raise a specific value, I think it
Mhm.
doesn't send power to that specific memory cell so that it gets erased. Only that specific cell.
No, that is you're trying to do it by force, right? That is okay. You can do it. But what I'm trying to say is, let's say you do not know, right, which memory location it gets stored. It's typically a very small space it takes, even less than 1 byte. You know what is a byte? I'm sorry, it's not less than a byte. It's actually 1 byte. You know what is a KB basically? What is 1 byte? What is a bit? You have any idea?
A bit is like a 0 or a 1. A byte is
Correct.
like 8 bits in a row. And then a
Yes,
kilobyte is 1024 bytes.
exactly. So you understand how less the space is. So Python
Yeah.
typically cannot erase this too. What happens is whenever you restart your compiler, not compiler, sorry, in Python, we do not use a compiler. We use an interpreter instead. Now that is again a very
Yes.
big topic. We'll maybe if you are interested, we'll move through that. But that's different thing. So whenever you
So the
restart your
value does
interpreter,
not get erased until you reboot your PC because the
no,
space used is so small it cannot erase it.
no, that's not the reason. The reason is you do not know where exactly it is getting stored. And that is a backdrop of Python again. And that is the reason you have to store, sorry, you need to, what do I say? You need to think, optimize your code, your variables. This is something we call as space complexity. We do not necessarily increase our space. Are you getting what I'm trying to tell?
Actually, I do have a question.
Yeah.
If it does not know where exactly it's being stored in RAM, how
Mhm.
are we knowing that X is pointing to 2 if we do not even
So
know
there's
where the
a,
value is?
we do not know, but the computer knows. So there's this function
Oh,
called as ID. Okay, let me quickly show you let me quickly, wait, just give me one moment. How do I stop sharing the screen? Let me know when you can see my screen. Is my screen visible?
yes.
By the way, what kind of interpreter do you use? Where do you code Python?
VS Code?
VS Code. Got it. Have you ever heard about this Jupyter notebook?
I heard about it and I tried using it until I realized that it uses too much memory for what I can do with it.
Uh, Not really. Not really. I'll teach you. But the only thing that I love about Jupyter Notebook is, it's very interactive.
No,
Especially
wait.
it is. I'll show
Instead
you.
of Jupyter, I use Google Colab.
Google Colab and Jupyter Notebook are the same. The difference being it's
Yeah,
offline and
but
Colab is
like the
online.
difference is I don't have to actually run the Jupyter server.
No, it's not like that. We'll learn about that. Okay, let me quickly show you. So when you say x equals to 2, right? Uh, and you write y equals to, let's say, 2. Or forget about that. You want to know where it is getting stored, right? So we
Yes.
write this particular function called as id of x, right? And
Oh,
it gives you this id. This is the memory space where it gets stored. Now, let's say we do y equals to 2, all right? And I do the
okay.
same thing, id of y. Just tally these two
It's the same
digits.
thing.
Same thing. Now, let me show you another funny thing. If I just change x is equal to 3, you told, right? X will still remain the same space. You said, I told that x is just a pointer, but you said x is probably the memory space. let me prove you wrong. When I now do x is equal to 3, I write id of x. Let's see what happens. See, it changes.
Yes.
If x was the memory space, how can this change? You understand? It's basically where
Mm.
the 3 is getting stored. There are some other concepts which you have to learn. Let's not jump through this, because before going to this, there is some concept called as is double equal to. We'll learn all about that. Not right like this, because I just wanted to show you this particular snippet so that you understand. Because before moving to this, there are certain things that you need to clear. Anyhow, as you were seeing, right, the interactiveness of Jupyter Notebook. Uh, You saw
Yes.
this, right? In VS Code, you cannot really do this. You have to comment out these codes one on one. Here, you can just go again and again.
Yeah, you have to comment the code.
That is one of the reasons that I do not like VS Code. But yes, if you are doing a software development, VS Code is pretty fast. I would never argue with you on that. But so my typical work is into the analytics. I'm a data scientist by profession, and my life revolves around Jupyter Notebook. And I cannot tell
Well,
you
I
the
get it. Data scientists have to use Jupyter Notebook
correct.
because of what they actually do with Python. They don't make software instead to keep checking variable values. All
Exactly.
of that.
Exactly. So these are the things you have to, it's a bias, but I love Jupyter Notebook. Anyhow, so what we are going to cover in this course is something from the basics of Python to the advanced level of Python, including loops, conditional statements, uh, ending to, classes, functions, and all. This would be the first module, and we'll cover each and every topic with some mini projects. Once this is done, we'll have two flavors of it. One into the analytics, which I, by the way, love, which is actually what I do. So we'll create some, from, have you ever worked with Excel by any chance? Microsoft Excel or spreadsheet, by the way? Not Excel only, spreadsheet.
Never.
Sorry, never.
I never. I don't even know how to.
Okay,
Wow. Okay, it's complicated.
okay. So, cool if you have not worked with it, but we'll understand how to make those Excel. If you've seen how clumsy those data are, we'll learn how to make some interactive charts. Like, I'll just show you, I have something stored. So, this was, I think, just give me one moment. Yeah, I hope you can see. So this is just a part of the data. When we write head, it gives me just 5 rows. So you get this particular data, and when we plot this, we get this particular interactive, globe-like thing, wherein it's an interactive. You can actually understand which country where it is located. So we'll learn all these things. We'll also learn how it is basically a graph of the population, how population grew. Oh, let me run this code. Sorry. So when I run this code, yeah, it will take some time. It shows how the population actually increased with time. If you see how the circle
Yes.
is rising. So we'll learn how to create this kind of graphs, right? From Excel data, not Excel data, typically it's CSV files, but you can call it Excel files. We'll also learn how to create Pygame if you're interested. Have you worked with Pygame?
I've heard of it, but I never used it.
Uh, Again, as I said, it's typically what you want to do. All right. If you are interested into making some games, this is the 3 modules that we have designed. First, learning the basics to advance of Python. Once that is done, we'll move to the analytics part. Once that is done, we'll move to the Pygame part. If you feel that you get more interested into the analytics part, we can probably put more side into that. It's up to you. Well, I think we can customize the course based on that. If you feel no, you are more into games and stuff, we can do that as well. So that's what. I'll just show you quickly how it actually works. Just let me know if you can see the screen. Can you see this particular game window?
No, it's blocked by a bunch of
Just give me one
stripes.
moment. I think I need to share my entire screen and oh, I think yeah. Can you see my screen?
There's still many stripes.
No, that's okay, but screen is visible, right? Now can you see?
Oh, now it's visible.
Yeah. So we'll create games like this, right?
Okay.
Uh, that's typically what it is. Yeah, oh, just last one thing that I actually had prepared for you to, do you have a phone or something with you right now?
Mm, okay, here I do.
You have? Okay.
Yes.
Do you have a barcode scanner in your phone or something?
I'm using the Photos app.
No, does the
The
photo
QR
app
code
has
scan.
this barcode scanner or Google Lens may work, I
Yes.
think.
No, I have the QR code scanner.
You have? Okay. You
Yes.
can just go and scan this particular thing.
Okay. It's
What do you see?
YouTube.
So this is what we can also create, right? QR code based on which gives you an address to the location that you want to go. So let's say you have something of you have your own website, right? Just think about how
Mm,
cool would it be? You share your QR code and not a link, and whenever someone just scans it out, they directly go to your website or any particular
yes.
message that you would want to give. So we learn all of this. Again, as I said, I typically do not hold any particular, if you would want to learn, I believe you are more into the development part, right?
Yes, I'm on to the development part.
Got it. But let's say while going through, if you somehow feel, since you said you love maths and science, you feel that you are more inclined towards data science by any chance. We don't know. Maybe we can co-create the curriculum, we change it a bit,
Uh,
here and there. Up to
but
you.
I don't
Not
really feel like I'm into data science.
cool. Then we'll move with the curriculum as proposed. That's totally up to you. So yeah, any questions you have?
No, except, oh, this is just a PNG file for the QR code?
This is just a PNG file. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
All right. Oh, so I think that would be it. Uh, no questions, right?
No questions for now.
Cool. Cool. So I think 1 second. What happened? Just give me a moment. Um, yeah. Uh, Pooja, you can take it from here. I think the demo is done.
Yeah, hi.
Uh, okay. Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. Karthik, can I talk to your parents once?
Okay.
I'm really sorry. Yeah, I'm in loop again.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, sir. Good evening. So, sir,
Hi.
just wanted to know one. Yeah. So, is there ability that we can
Sorry, Pooja, I cannot hear you.
I think she's traveling. She might just
Oh,
reconnect in a, yeah.
who is she, Purvian? Pooja?
I think she's the coordinator. I mean, I don't think she is the coordinator or something like.
Oh, okay, okay. You are good with this timing, right, Purvian?
Yeah, regarding that, I mean, I just had a thing. So, I mean, I got a news that he wants to take 1 hour every week, right?
Right, yeah.
So I had two suggestions. The first is that, do you really think 1 hour per week would be good enough? Because that would be too long a period. What I understood is since the timing kind of clashes, so your Sunday would be my Monday, which is not really possible for me. So
Correct. And
So
on the weekdays, yeah, he has like a math and other
I
sessions.
totally
Yeah.
understand. So what I was thinking
So
is,
either Saturday or Sunday, if you're available in the evening, right? Any
yeah, I
one day would
am
be good.
available, but what I was thinking is, can we push it to, I mean, do you think 2 hours would be better? Because uh, per week, so I can actually give him some stuff. We can discuss it, and because otherwise, I think 1 hour would be, in a whisk of a second would be gone. So normally, what I do is I take group classes, and I
Mhm.
take on both the weekends. So what happens
Okay.
necessarily is that some time I take for them to understand, ask the previous doubts, and the other part we get to work. 1 hour
Okay.
every week might be too long, so that's what I was thinking.
Okay. So see, my way of just putting him into that is right. So it's more of because right now, once he learn, he don't need to go for a job or anything. He has a long way to go, right?
Correct.
So my way is like keep him feed with what's latest, right? So that I don't stress him on technology. At the same time, he keeps learning at a slower pace, right? Because see, if you just complete in course in like 3 months or 4 months, what is he going to do later, right? So that's
Acha, I
that's my
get
take
your
because
point.
I keep focus on his regular subject, but at the same time, I also give him an understanding of what's happening in the technology, like a field, right? So that he learns on his own pace, and then classes would go on, right? So that's my understanding. I
I
just
got it, and trust me, I thought about
because
this
there is
particular
no
thing.
rush for me. It's more of just I'm trying to help him to learn the
Hmm.
latest, right? Because if I just complete the course in 4 months, I don't know what I need to do
No,
next,
no,
right?
I totally understand. So that
Yeah.
was my own plan. That
Mm.
what I think is, if that is what you think, then it's totally cool. But what I was thinking is that I mean, maybe it would fall short if something we want to discuss, right? At times, maybe what we can do is make it dynamic if that is what is agreed upon by
Yeah,
Olympiad
I
6
mean
itself.
that's fine. I'm okay. I mean, sometimes if you want to just take a topic little deeper and then you want to take a couple of sessions, so I'm flexible in that. I'm
No,
not saying that
yeah,
I
I was
go.
thinking maybe in the first stage we can actually move with 2 hours of time so that I know that he knows the basics. What I understood, he knows a lot of things, but he knows in bits and pieces.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
true
a
because
structured way is required. Yeah, right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that I want to, finish it up within a consistent time. After that, what you
Mm.
said, let's work slowly with him. That is what I
Right,
was
right,
thinking.
right.
What do you
Yeah.
think about that?
Yeah, man, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, man, to start up with, if you want two classes to just bring him up to the speed and then just then go at a slower pace, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Cool then. And just one more thing. So I was thinking that it's basically 8 p.m. for me,
Right.
and it's a Sunday. So I was
And
thinking if I'm taking 1 hour, would it be possible that I take from the next hour, that is 9 p.m. Today when we started, 1 hour after that. How about that? And if I'm taking 2 hours,
so
then I'll be taking from this to 2 hours.
the problem is if I have to step out, right? So 9 is like 10:30 now,
Mhm.
right? And then from starting March, it would be 11:30 for me. So so my whole half day will be blocked for this session, right? That's why I just want to just complete by 10 or 11 right before by 10:30 so that at least I'll have my regular stuff on the weekend.
Got it. So even if I'm taking a 2 hour session, then that would be a problem for you, right?
No one, yeah, I mean 2 hour like you want to take at a stretch, can he digest that? I don't think he can digest that long.
Actually,
He cannot digest for sure.
okay.
Yeah, I mean 2 1 hour sessions would be okay, but at a stretch 2 hours, I don't think he can digest that much stuff at once.
Well, I think we'll have some breaks when it's up to you. What you call is, I was thinking that we'll have some breaks because unless we keep that thing, I don't know really him, but that's how when I, talk to the students, what happens is I mean, it's also building a connection between us. So it starts and it ends, maybe he will have some own questions because it's a 101. He might have his own questions as well.
Right, obviously, yes.
Yeah, so that's
But 2 hours, I think
would be too
it's a
much.
bit stretch because I tried with other subjects
Okay,
initially, but he loses
got
interest. Maybe
got
one
it,
hour is ideal. Yeah.
got it, got it.
Because
Right.
end of the day, we need to have something out of the session, right? So if he's not usually is very active in one-to-one classes, online classes. So, but if he loses interest, then the very
That would be a
objective of
problem.
having
Definitely,
the classes
definitely,
will be
definitely.
different, right?
Got it, got it. Okay.
And what do you think? Like, see, Python, I just want to introduce him, and then like, how do you want to plan the sessions? I'm just giving you a free hand to you because you are more expert in terms of teaching the kids, right? So, what is your plan in terms of?
So, typically speaking, I not only am limited to teaching the kids, I also
Mhm,
work with the, college students and all, who want
mhm,
to get jobs and everything. Uh,
mhm.
and I do not necessarily put some basic difference because I try to understand what that particular student is. So I have had actually students who are kids, but who are learning like a student who wants to get a job. So his interest that I understood is more towards the development part.
Right. Because
Uh,
he knows that, so that's why maybe he's interested in that. Yeah.
yeah.
So different
Now,
applications, right? Like how Python, like application to a data science, like how a data analyze. So I mean, those are also like as we progress, right? We can also imbibe all those, right? So
no, that is something that I was actually also thinking because my level of expertise is towards so I'm sorry, I think I did not introduce myself. So I completed my BTech in 2020, and since then I've been working as a data scientist. Currently, I work in PwC, if you know PwC
yeah.
Pricewaterhouse. So I am a data scientist, and typically speaking, development is not something that I do day in day out. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so that is also something that I would want to actually discuss with him going forward because if he likes data science, machine learning, and all, I might be the perfect one to guide him on that particular phase. If he
Okay.
wants to understand development in a very deeper way, I I can help him, but I would not want to do that because this is not what I do. So there might be certain things. I mean, there would be better people than me helping him out
Okay.
with that.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
so that
Yeah,
is,
maybe so. Yeah, initially I want him to just step into the development because starting grade 9, he also have
Mhm.
Python as a subject for in his classroom, right? So definitely a deep understanding of development is would be my primary goal, right? Then on top of it, as we progress, so we can also look at the application part of like what you mentioned, right? So we can also go there. Can you hear me?
no, actually, yeah, I thought my connection was, yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay.
Tell me.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm looking currently. Yeah. And what is these Olympiads have this Python what do you call competitions, right? What is the curriculum for that?
I think Pooja would be able to help you better on this particular
Pooja,
thing.
is it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Pooja, are you there?
Yes, Prabhan, I was there.
Yeah.
Can you please repeat again what you wanted to know, sir, basically?
Uh, so what are the topics that Olympiad if you have to make him to prepare for Olympiad Python classes, right?
Okay.
Competitions.
Okay.
So what is that he need to learn to start with?
Okay. So you wanted to know basically which kind of schedule we'll be going to continue with the Karthik, right?
Right, right, yeah.
So what I'll do is, sir, the best part is if I'll share a schedule with you by
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow morning, I think hope that will be feasible for you because I think that will be a little easy for you to understand what all topics will be going to start initially with him, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. So what I'll do is tomorrow morning, first hour, sir, I'll send you the schedule wherein the each
Okay.
topics and subtopics, everything is mentioned over there. So you can go through it once. And in case you will be having any doubts and queries related to the same, you do let us know. We'll be happy to answer all of your queries over the call, right?
Okay. Yeah, just share me the schedule, and then I want to just
Yes.
customize based on his understanding on the topic, right? It's
Okay.
not just that like, okay, topic one is XYZ,
Uh-huh.
and then we only
Uh-huh.
cover the topic, right? Because sometimes he has a bit of understanding, right? Probably we don't need that topic, so you can skip that, right? So that I want
Got your
to
point.
have that kind of flexible
Mhm.
schedule,
No problem. That's
right?
absolutely fine. I'll share a schedule with you. You go through it once, and beforehand only we can make a customization wherein you feel that this is not feasible for the Karthik and this is absolutely okay for him. So we'll tailor it out accordingly, right?
Sure, Pooja. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All right,
And
sir.
then
Any
how do I contact you? So is it the same number that I'm in
same
touch with?
number. Yeah, Olympia Success number. Yes,
Uh,
Bishwajit sir will be there with whom
yeah,
you must
best
have
wishes.
contacted earlier. Yes.
Correct.
So yes, from that number only, we'll be going to share a schedule with you by tomorrow morning, first hours.
Sure, Pooja. Okay.
Yeah. All right, sir.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Purbayan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell me.
Hey, I'm really sorry, yaar. I was in market and I'm little out of